All right, everyone. It is Monday night. So you know what that means. We are back here for an episode of Nerd Camp Sports. How you feeling today, my brother?
Well, I got a lot of mixed feelings. A lot going on in the sports world that I'm really sad about. So, you, we'll get to it. We'll talk about it. With the NBA news, and then of course, my quarterback Justin Fields is now benched. So a lot of that money is just thrown in the trash. So we'll get to it. But I guess I'm all right.
You just can't make it up.
No, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. I mean, it's almost like living a nightmare. Like every time you wake up, you're living another dream, but it's a nightmare. Well, real quick, I guess I can start with that real quick about the Jets, right?
Okay.
I'm not going to be long, I promise. So they're starting Tayrod Taylor. Now, Tayrod is not a bad quarterback. I actually like him. I think he was handed a bad um, deck last time he played in New York when he was with the Buffalo Bills. Um, but I think he's a solid backup quarterback. I think that he can get stuff done, but to pay this man like $12 million compared to what Justin Field is getting paid, which I believe is $30 million, and to be a backup and now pretty much playing the next 4 or 5 games for the remainder of the season is absolutely insane. So I just feel like the Jets just don't have any type of direction they're going. I think they're just kind of like spinning their tires and they don't know where they're going. So I'm a little upset about that.
Um. Well, you got to look at it as it is, and what I mean when I say that is you have to look at the Jets for who they are.
Right.
First thing is this: they came they the fans should have came in to this season with zero expectations, none whatsoever,
Yeah.
because you're looking at a team that just can't get out of their own way.
Right.
So when I look at the Jets and I'm like, okay, what are we doing here? What are they offering for their fans to do for this season? So you they haven't offered anything that can help the team improve. Now,
Right.
we also know it's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah.
We also know that it's going to take time. I believe for the Jets that they should not. Still don't want to work. I believe the Jets should not fire Aaron Glenn. That's first and
Mhm.
foremost.
Right.
I also believe that in order for them to get better, they have to get better at places where they're lacking. And it starts primarily with the quarterback position. When
Right.
you look, when you look at when you look at what the Jets are doing with the quarterback position, it's not good. They, and now with the slew of different quarterbacks that they have had, I'm
Hmm.
starting to think it's there's a bigger problem than the quarterback.
Yeah.
So I don't, you knew because you said it that this was a bad pickup, Justin
Right.
Fields. You
Right.
knew it. We all knew it was going to be a bad pickup because he doesn't push the needle. Do I think he deserved an opportunity? Sure. But he needs to go on a team where they can hide his weaknesses. Like, for example, Daniel Jones the Colts have figured out how to hide his weaknesses.
Right.
And it also helps when you have Jonathan Taylor. But they're not asking him to do much. You look at like, and we're gonna get into this later, but I'm just using this as an example. NFL, if you watch this, I would like to start a petition to ban Philadelphia Eagles and Dallas from TV next year, please.
That'll never happen. That'll never
Oh my
happen.
God!
Hear ye.
I mean, so the point I'm making is,
I'm not turning that game on tonight. I'm watching the Sabres. Like,
oh God, like,
yeah, equally as terrible.
in Vegas, like even if they were like, even if Dallas was playing better, why would you book that? No one wants to watch that.
Who thought the Raiders were going to be anything this year? Why was it this game? Like,
so the point I'm making is that Philly was able to hide Jalen Hurts' weaknesses. The Jets you got to figure something out, like, because they're just at a point where it's like, bro, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? And when I look at the Jets, they're going to be in trouble, and it's nothing that's going to be fixed quick. Your defense isn't as good, but your offense isn't helping the defense. It's just a struggle. And now they won a couple games to mess everything up.
Right. And that's my point. Like, I get we didn't expect much. I get this is a dumpster fire as far as organization goes. And I'm okay with that. But at least give me the opportunity, give the rest of the Jets fan the opportunity to get a real quarterback. See, I'd rather you ride with the quarterbacks you so-called believed in, right? And fail, and then go back to the drawing board at the end of the season and say, hey, maybe we need to go draft another quarterback just in case this doesn't work out. But they decided, you know what? We're just going to pull the plug week 11, and now we're stuck with the quarterback making $30 million, and we got to figure out how to get rid of that contract next season. So I don't know. It's just a whole bunch of mess.
I believe there's a team option after this season.
I think so.
Yeah, so
it's either a team or a player. I don't remember, but I want to say it was a team option.
I think it's a team option.
I mean, what's the guaranteed money?
Yeah, he's getting the guaranteed money.
Which I think is what? Was it 35?
I think it's 35. Yeah. 30 plus bonuses, which I don't think he ever even cleared.
That's probably not happening.
He's not getting that. He barely threw for 100 yards a game.
Justin Fields' contract. He's a 2-year, $40 million contract with $30 million guaranteed.
Yeah, 30 guaranteed. I think it's $5 million bonus money.
It says $20 million guaranteed for this season, $10 million guaranteed for next season. This season includes a $5 million base salary and a $15 million signing bonus.
There it is.
So $30 million, pretty much, he's going to get the whole money anyway. Like, yeah, he's going to get the whole thing anyway.
And that's what I'm saying. He's basically, he robbed the Jets, man. Let's just be honest. He robbed the Jets, and I feel like I've been robbed of good football this season because we decided to go in the direction of somebody that don't want to throw the ball. So it is what it is. But
I mean, I think you can take solace that it's not the biggest robbery, not even in the AFC East. Dolphins stuck with Tua for a while.
That's true. I mean, I get what you're saying though. I'd rather be in the situation I'm in than the Dolphins, because the Dolphins.
I mean, I can see them going on a little bit of a run because they have a really weak schedule coming up, but they're not getting in. They're honestly going to hurt themselves and just put themselves in like a 16-17, and it's hysterical.
Yeah, definitely.
They are going to be in. They're going to be where we were, mediocre hell. Like you can't. You're good enough to win some games, but not bad enough to lose and tank and actually get the picks that you need to get.
Exactly.
You're in that weird area.
Yeah. The worst area you could be, especially.
It really is. Being in the
especially in football.
No,
I'm saying it's the worst area, especially in football. Like other sports, you kind of can figure it out. You can, either trade or whatever. But football is you need certain key pieces.
Yeah.
Ooh, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens with the Jets. Okay, so we got a lot to cover, so I'm just gonna kind of move forward here. You know, I never like to see people get hurt, but it's saying they're being reported that Michael Penix Jr. could potentially miss the rest of the season with the injury that he sustained. Was I forget what it was. I know it was his leg, right? Knee.
I believe it's knee. I got to double check. I believe it's knee.
But I think that now we all know that we love Kirk Cousins on this show. So Raj, I'm gonna start with you. Do you think that Kirk Cousins can sustain enough positive play in order to be looked at to start somewhere next season?
To be quite honest, I mean, I'm going to say yes, because in spite of all this the terrible starts and all the stuff like that, he find ways to win games somehow, some way. But also he could put up numbers like we always talk about, his touchdown numbers, and he's able to go out there and perform. However, when you're missing your number one wide receiver now because of a knee injury, that's going to be very hard to do for the next few games. So also Drake London's going to be down too. And Drake London went off this season. He's been having a phenomenal season. The game we actually played, they got injured with against the Panthers. He had 7 receptions, 119 yards. So it just goes to show you that he's a real huge impactful player, because everyone else that was received less than 40 yards. So they have to find that number one option again. And they're playing the Saints next week, I believe. So they could get that. I think they can win that game. And then after that, they play the Jets. I know they can win that game. They better win that game.
They better win that game. Is wild.
But the Seahawks and the Bucks, they play after that. I don't know if they're going to win those games, but this is the time that he needs to go off. This is the time that Kirk Cousins need to prove that he's actually worth every bit of that contract that he received when he first came to the land. So that's my answer with that.
Brandon, do you think that Kirk Cousins can give this team a shot to make a run at a wild card, or is the Falcons season done?
I feel like they're cooked. You said Drake London's injured too. Like there's, yeah, I don't see it. Kirk's well past his prime, and he's never once really strung together that kind of consecutive, winning streak that he's needed, and he's never really done it even in the playoffs. He has one playoff win in his career, I think, maybe. Like he's got to show it. I'm not convinced. Can he make enough plays for somebody to really want him? Somebody really desperate for a quarterback next year, perhaps. But I truly see him like he really should be a backup quarterback at this point. I mean, obviously he has been for right now the Falcons paid way too much for a backup. So I don't see it. I think Tampa Bay, they played a good game yesterday against us, and they're still a good team. And I think they'll right their ship. They're kind of, falling a little bit, but they're still playing well. They're playing good teams. So I think the division is still ultimately Tampa Bay's to lose, and I still think the NFC is tough enough elsewhere. Like, look at the Panthers. Like, hey, 6-5 out of nowhere. Like, they got to win up on.
Yep.
Hey,
I told you guys watch out for the Panthers. They might take the division.
They have a chance. It means they certainly have a chance right now.
Yep. Quick question for you, Brandon. Do you feel like teams like the Saints or teams like the Cardinals could use Kurt?
I feel like they would. It's just, at least for the Cardinals, what a fall from grace for Kyler Murray, huh? But But if they truly get that desperate, then I could see them making that move. But they really should be looking for a better answer than 38-year-old Kirk Cousins. Like, I don't know his exact age, but he's up there for sure.
Yeah, he's in I think his mid-30s. But it just goes to show you, like, a lot of teams, they're not really ready to win, and they're not trying to win. Like, I know Atlanta was ready to win the division, but if you get a team like, let's say, I don't know, like I said, the Cardinals or even the Saints or the Titans, let's say they don't really believe in their quarterback that much, or that quarterback gets injured, and they bring Cousins in.
I could see the Titans taking in Kirk Cousins. That would, but
Yeah.
that's a backup to Cam Ward. Like, that's
Right.
I would. The Jets, I wouldn't go get someone better.
No,
like that's what I'm saying. Like, these teams shouldn't be looking at third. Like, he should just be a backup at this point in his career.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I'll say this. He's in a bad position. He was brought there because they believed, meaning the Falcons, that he was going to be elite and be able to get them to where they wanted to go. He has not been able to do that, and they went to Michael Penix Jr., and in my opinion, he hasn't been any better.
I mean, look at their uniforms. They're fucking up having a red and black color scheme. Like, obviously they make bad decisions.
So when I look at the Falcons from top to bottom, it's a bad situation. But I'll say this, because you made a comment about the Bucs, and I don't want to discredit the Bills' win yesterday, but we have to be honest. The Bucs are playing without two of their top receivers and without their starting running back, and are 6-4.
I mean, they did, for what it's worth, they didn't need their running back. They ran all over our defense. But yes,
I only say that.
But they still didn't work. So
I still still trust
my team. So I mean, we can get into that later, but no.
Yeah. I only say that to say that, like, I get it, Drake London's out, but that running back, Bijan Robinson's still healthy, fast as a bell, can catch out of the backfield, and they don't use him correctly. That's their biggest problem. If you look, last season, I read a stat. He was on the field for 53% of the plays. That ain't enough. That number should be around the 70s at minimum.
I mean, is he someone that's actually capable of doing that? Is he the one also, like, I don't know. I'm not speculation or anything, just asking the question that, like, is he actually, like, he's that talented, but does he have that motor?
Well, I believe that he does.
I would hope so.
But we don't know because they don't use him as they should. And when he's on the field, there aren't plays called for him. That's the problem. And that's why, like, when, like, he's there in fantasy and I want to take him, but I ultimately know how the Falcons use him. Now, I'm not saying
fucking up Kyle Pitts as well, like,
exactly. Yeah. See, that's it. So when you don't make the right play calls, you're hurting your quarterback. So right. I align with you guys. The answer to this question is no, because the play call is atrocious. They need to fire their offensive coordinator and get someone in there who can call better plays for them, because Kirk is just going to sit there laughing all the way to the bank.
He's been doing that his whole career.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think he's definitely top 5 businessmen in NFL history.
Shout out to Kirk Cousins, his agent.
So, Brandon, I'm going to start with you with this one. Last night's game, did we learn more about the Eagles in this game, or did we learn more about the Lions?
I feel like we learned more about the Lions. I just feel like right now they're kind of stuck in the mud, and they're not beating the teams you want them to beat, and they're not showing the explosiveness in the games that matter. And it's just the Eagles, this is exactly how they keep winning. Like, it's been this weird game, but wins are wins, and that seems to be the identity and formula for Philadelphia, and it's working. Is just ugly, awful, boring football,
horrible football.
Yeah, so I think it was more on the Lions, that their inability to break out of the boring football, which we expected that they should be able to do with all those weapons.
Raj, do you believe the Eagles can keep winning games the way they're winning them?
Yes. And I hate to say it because I hate watching them play, but they figured out how to play boring, methodical, slow down football that their own football players don't even like. Their own team, the players that's on the field don't even like playing like this. It's so damn boring. Have you looked at their wide receivers? Have you looked at Saquon Barkley and looked at their stats? Like, nothing equals wins how they're playing.
I bet Mike Tomlin loves watching Philadelphia Eagles highlights.
Yeah. He probably does. It's boring as hell. I mean, it drives me mad because at this point, we might as well say they own the NFC, because there's no team that can really beat them in a real situation, in a playoff situation, in my opinion. So I feel like it's either the Eagles or bust in the NFC, because these guys figured out how to win games, even though they don't score no higher than 20 points.
You see, I think they can keep beating teams that don't know how to put any offense together.
Right.
Because I believe that in the NFC, if they run up against my Super Bowl pick, NFC, the Rams, the Rams can, on any given night, can light you up.
Okay.
They run.
Now let me ask you this. Now let's take that into consideration, right? That they can light up the scoreboard. Didn't we say that about the Detroit Lions?
I would also add that the Eagles kind of have the Rams number.
They do. Exactly. That's my point. The way they play, they slow everything down. They make sure that you don't get your big plays off. They make sure that you don't get your big runs off, your big throws. I don't know how they do it. The defense is like top notch, or whatever, but they slow the game down, and especially the Eagles. They got the Rams number.
Well, I mean, you can see how they play. They like to play man, and they like to have high coverage. But for whatever reason, that soft spot in the middle, no quarterback takes advantage of. That was just, I mean, you have other teams too. You have you could throw the Buccaneers in there. You could throw oh God, I had another team in my head. And I'm just talking NFC. Because to me, when I'm looking at this, is there can they
what the Bears would do?
No,
Wait,
NFC.
Huh?
What did you say?
I said I'm curious to see how the Bears would do.
They're another team
and that's another team. Yeah, like
they're 7-3,
and they're really good.
I mean, and then you still
in a
got
weird way.
Still got Seattle playing good football in the mix, especially on the defensive side of the ball. God, I
do not trust Darnold in a game with any sort of leverage.
No.
I mean, San Francisco's had a lot of injuries, but they're still in there. Green Bay is still in there. So there are teams who are there. But I just think that once they get to that, there's going to be a point right? Like take the Super Bowl. We knew there had to be a point where Jalen Hurts threw the football. And guess what? When we get to the playoffs, there's going to be a point where he has to throw the football. You cannot win. They knew good and damn well in order to beat Kansas City, they had to throw the ball. I'll credit the defense for doing what they did to Mahomes. However, you still had to throw the football. He had to throw 3 touchdowns. Had he have not, we could be looking at Mahomes with 4 Super Bowl rings. So can they win games that way? Keep winning? Sure. But when it matters, when it comes to the nitty-gritty, they have to play better. They have to throw the football. Or else they could end up going home early. And I hope they do, because you're right. They're boring. Like, oh my gosh. It's like a snooze fest. I'm like, what are we doing?
But see, that's the thing, Mike. I'm telling you, these guys, they got every team's number, and they figured it out. They said, we're gonna rock these people to sleep. We're gonna find a way, including everybody, including their players. I mean, they had AJ Brown reading a book on the sideline last season. That's crazy. So it just goes to show you they don't really like the way they play, but they love to win. So I think they got every team in NFC's number. I mean, there might be one, but if you ask me, I have them as NFC champions.
Well,
it's hard to feel otherwise.
That's true. That is true. So, yesterday, we got to watch Madden at 1 p.m.
All 4 games in the 1 p.m. slot rocked.
Josh Allen, I believe, had 6 total touchdowns yesterday, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon, what did you like about what you seen from Buffalo yesterday?
I mean, I liked that we aired it out. I really liked to see the guy that I picked in the beginning of the season to my sleeper player, Tyrell Shavers. Finally, Keon Coleman was out. Tyrell Shavers got a chance. 4 catches for 90 yards and a tug. My guy, number 14. That's what I liked. I liked to see Tyrell Shavers involved because that's a man that has worked his absolute ass off to deserve the position that Keon Coleman just got and is squandering because he's showing up late to meetings. I didn't like what I saw from our defense, but they did make enough stops. After Josh's absolutely horrifying first interception, they did do a good job of quick turnaround, goal line stand, and that really kept us in the game early on. But still, just getting run over by their third running back like that is just, bro, come on. So I still am on the belief that we are going to fall apart at some point in January, whether it be divisional or AFC Championship, where we'll get hot and we'll look good for a game or something like that, but then we're just gonna shoot ourselves in the foot enough, just like we always have, and I don't see anything different from this team from teams past that tells me that we already screwed up the games that we needed to not let go of. So it's good win, keep it going, just keep following, keep getting in, keeping up with the Patriots because we fucked that up. So I'm gonna be pretty. We would have to win out for me to feel like we could be onto something. To be honest.
Well, I would say, looking at what the Bills did yesterday, was they kept competing.
Yes.
They weren't. It wasn't a moment where it's like, oh, we're going to stop here, or whoa, we're going to do this or that. But you know, like you want winning out. Let's see how that looks for you. At the Texans on Thursday.
Winnable, especially if CJ Stroud isn't in.
At Pittsburgh the week after that.
Rodgers might not be in.
Mm-hmm.
Bengals at home after that.
Burrow might be back.
That might be a bad thing.
Oh, I mean, yeah. Are you kidding?
I mean,
very much so.
Yeah.
At Patriots after that.
Very losable game.
Mm-hmm.
At Cleveland after that.
Myles Garrett's going to get like 5 sacks, but he'll still win.
Philly at home after that.
That's the one I'm very interested in. I'm curious to see if they make us boring, which is very probable.
And then you close out at home against the Jets
with red helmets.
So I mean, you can do it.
Yeah.
But that key game in there is that Patriot game.
Yeah.
You need to win that game.
Need to win. We need to win out. We need to beat them and the Eagles. We gave away 2 wins. We losing to the Falcons and losing to the Dolphins. Like, we should be 9-1 right now. Like, we have no one to blame but ourselves. And honestly, we should have beat the Patriots. We shot ourselves in the foot over and over and over that game. We just play clean football. We win that game.
You know, this is, and we're getting to the next, but this is the Bills' best shot to win.
Yeah,
in my opinion,
it feels like we're squandering it. Like, yeah, we're now doing the things, but like,
because
we can't afford more than one dumb loss.
Raj, do you believe that Buffalo can make it to the Super Bowl?
Yes. Yes, and I'm saying that because there's no more excuses. And they have to do it this year, especially with Patrick Mahomes pretty much being out the way. Because I don't even think the Chiefs are going to be there.
I think they'll make it.
I don't know. It's going.
I think they're going to end up 10-7 and get that 7 seed.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But I know that this team, well, the Chiefs, that is the team they got right now with the Chiefs. They're not even looking anything special like they were a few years ago. But going back to the Bills, I think this is their great opportunity. I think the AFC is wide open. The only thing I could possibly see is if they go in there and kind of like take it easy in the first few rounds, like the first 2 rounds, then that could be a problem because they got to get in that rhythm. They got to get in that flow. I love what I seen from Shavers yesterday. I was shocked because I remember Brandon mentioned him a few weeks ago. Now he's showing up as one of the best receivers they got. So I'm shocked to see how this is turning out. And quiet as kept, Josh Allen didn't take as many risks as he normally does. He pretty much played it
after his first pass. Yes.
Yeah, well, you know,
that was so bad.
But outside of that, I mean, he played pretty conservative. You know what I mean? Like he didn't go out there and do anything.
He was aggressive yesterday too. He was like, he did take some, like he did push the ball down the field. We definitely did look different yesterday than we had. It was encouraging, but it's like I need to see more consistency. I need to not see a push interception at the goal line.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It was holy shit.
That sent me like to a whole nother dimension when I seen it. I'm like, are you serious?
That was yeah.
He did with 2 hands too. Like here,
I get it. He was trying to avoid the safety. Christ, dude.
Just throw it to the ground.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's still an intentional grounding if it's not past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But
I mean, it was because of a bad. He didn't have a good protection adjustment, and there was a free rusher at the goal line. So like, it was, and then his second interception was on a 4th and 2, and he had a wide open Ty Johnson in the flat. Who, if he doesn't get that, that's on him. Like,
right.
So he bypassed it to chuck it into a small hole. Like he did play well for the. It was the weirdest 6 touchdown performance I could have possibly imagined. Like,
yeah,
I mean, as long as we're getting touchdowns, that's what I've said. Like, just keep scoring.
Yep.
The defense needs the defense. If you can get 6 touchdowns, it's still 3 touchdowns to 1 turnover. Like, that's not horrible at all.
Yeah. Exactly. But it was good. It was good to see it. But yeah, I think they can definitely make the Super Bowl. The question is, can he win the Super Bowl? I don't know. We'll
I
see.
think they can make it. I am not in the belief. I just don't see something different from this year, different from years past that didn't result in a Super Bowl win. Like, yes, the one thing might be different that Patrick Mahomes isn't in it, but we haven't only lost to Patrick Mahomes. We also lost to Joe Burrow and Deshaun Watson in the playoffs. So, like, I'm not.
That is very true.
So this defense is not as good as those years past. That we don't have a Stephon Diggs. I would say, like, our offensive line is still solid. This is the best running game we've ever had. James Cook is is at the best he's ever been playing. So that's the one thing I would say we probably have. But maybe Gabe Davis did help a lot expand the defense, because that's who we got him back, and he's finally healthy and looks like he does look better than he did when he finished up with Jacksonville last year. He was very he was injured. So maybe they can help, but I am being cautiously pessimistic.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I get it. Trust me, I get it. And you know what? And that's the best way to approach it, because you don't want to pull all your eggs in one basket, and of course they let you down. But
it's either I'm right or pleasantly surprised.
There you go. Exactly.
So the team that could go to the Super Bowl, and definitely I think could beat us, is the Broncos, because they are just as capable of winning the big games now, clearly. Beating the Chiefs yesterday, which was a big win, and Bo Nix just keeps winning.
Yeah,
I think he's like the new Tim Tebow, except he can actually throw the ball. He's not throwing the ball like I'm throwing left-handed.
But I will say this about the Broncos that kind of makes me scratch my head a little bit with them. Even though he's winning games, I feel like the defense is winning the games more than he's winning.
That's how Tim Tebow won the games. That's how Peyton Manning won his last ring.
Right. But I feel like when the playoffs come, all that changes. Like, he's going to get his first dose of reality when the playoffs come.
He has been in the playoffs, and he played us last year in the playoffs. And as far as I'm concerned, he actually played pretty decent. It was everyone around him shit the bed.
Right.
There was like 4 or 5 drops in that game. Like, there was plenty of penalties, and I thought he did pretty decently. It was just he was overmatched, clearly.
Right.
Just my opinion.
Well, one thing I did want to say before we segued was about the Bills. They're only going to go as far as Josh Allen can take them. Yes, James Cook has been phenomenal this season, but we all know that the weight of the responsibility is on Josh Allen. And if he can take them, he's only going to go as far as he can. And that's unfortunate because, the Bills are much like most teams, but they're one of those teams, especially, you take your quarterback away, you don't have a team. Excuse me. So I will say that, like I said, as long as he's in there, he can play high IQ football and smart, they can definitely go to the Super Bowl. Winning it, I don't know about that. Depends on the matchup. They can definitely make it there. As for, we're talking about the Broncos. I think they're 9-2 now.
Right.
I'm looking at a team here that is a defensive juggernaut. They're not going to wow you. They're not going to wow you with explosive plays. They're not going to give you They're not going to give you big plays, but you know what? They're going to find a way to win. And it's really the truth on how they play. This is all their scores this season. 20-12 on the Titans opening week. They lost to the Colts 29-28. They lost to the Chargers 23-20. They beat up on the Bengals 28-3. Beat the Eagles 21-17. Beat the Jets 13-11. Beat the Giants 33-32. Beat up on the Cowboys 44-24. Beat the Texans 18-15. Beat the Raiders 10-7. Beat the Chiefs 22-19. So the defense does enough to keep them right where they want to be. Right. And as long as they can keep that formula going, there's no doubt in my mind they can at least get to the divisional round of the playoffs. If not, well, they're in it for the number one seed, so they're right there with New England at the top of the AFC. And, looking at their upcoming schedule, they have a game against the Commanders. You can probably chalk that up as a win. You got a game against the Raiders after that. That's obviously a win. You could chalk, it's a winnable game. It's a division, but winnable game. Then they got the Packers. Then they got Jacksonville, the Chiefs, and the Chargers. So when I'm looking at Denver definitely has the potential to do it. As for yesterday's game, I guess I should start by asking a question. It's one I never thought I'd have to ask, but I'm going to ask it.
Uh-oh.
Is the Mahomes magic over?
The magic isn't over. They are in. There is a chance they could miss the playoffs, so that doesn't mean Mahomes magic is gone. It's just off for a year.
I don't know. Now let's really think about this, okay? And I really want you to really think about Mahomes. And I'm bringing up his stats. Now, you look at Mahomes, who's been, this is already technically is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ninth year in the league, okay? 2018, 5,097, 50 and 12. 2019, 4,031, 26 and 5. 2020, 47, 40, 38 and 6. 2021, 48, 39, 37 and 13. 2022, 52, 50, 41 and 12. 2023, 41, 83, 27 and 14. Last year was 39, 28, 26 and 11. And so far he's at 26, 25, 18 and 6. Now, if you look at those prior seasons and you're looking at the direction it's going down. A lot of those plays that he was able to do, they're not available. It's not the same team. We understand that, but he's always been able to find a way to get a win just on his back. And yesterday, he could not do that in a game that, in my opinion, they should have won.
Right.
I'm looking at a team that now, they're in disarray. Like, he looked upset after that game. He looked upset because not so much because they lost, but more or less that there's nothing he can do to make it better.
Right.
There's nothing he can do to make it better. You got Rice back. You got is Pacheco out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he wasn't playing yesterday.
Kelsey obviously is older, not the same player. So there's a lot of things here that make me think, this could be over, at least for now. I feel like I've always said, and Raj, you'll understand this analogy, is that the Kansas City Chiefs right now are the Golden State Warriors of the NFL.
Right. Well said.
And what's going to happen is they're going to figure out and they're going to win some random Super Bowl. May not be this year, may not be next year or the year after, but they're going to win another one. Somehow, some way, Mahomes is going to win another one. And I just wanted to just kind of, bring up their schedule here.
So is Josh KD without the ability to change to join the Golden State Warriors?
Oh gosh, the Warriors. You look at
like who would be the comp in the NBA?
You got to get a big time wide receiver. I would probably say, you got to give me a wide receiver that's like, you know what, AJ Brown. Brown. No, I'm saying AJ Brown joining the Chiefs is like Kevin Durant joining the Golden State Warriors.
Oh no, I was saying give me the NBA comp for Josh Allen.
Oh, for Josh Allen.
Yeah. It's like, what is he like the KD if he couldn't go to Golden State? Like,
nah. I think Josh Allen's like.
That's a hard analogy to make.
That's a hard one, yeah.
Only because when you compare the way that free agency works in basketball and trades versus football, it's kind of hard because you can move a star player a lot easier in the NBA than you can in the NFL.
I got one. I think Josh Allen is Jokic of the NFL, but without a championship. That's the only thing he's missing, because he does everything. He gives you the passing touchdowns. He gives you the running touchdowns. He does everything, and just like Jokic, and plays with no all-stars, play with no type of superstars on the team.
That's not a bad analogy.
Yeah.
But the last point I wanted to make about the Chiefs is they have a must-win now next week. You know who they're playing next week?
Who do they play next week?
The Colts.
It's a very real chance they could miss the playoffs. They've had a hell of a schedule. It's been a gauntlet for them.
Yeah,
they got the Colts, the Cowboys, the Texans, the Chargers, the Titans, the Broncos, and the Raiders.
There's definitely 3-4 potential losses in there, and they can't afford more than 3.
In my opinion, they can't afford any.
Right.
If you really want to, like, you really can. I mean, you look at the standings, and by conference right now,
I could see Jacksonville or the Chargers faltering. They both play each other, or they just did. That's right.
Yeah,
they did. Yeah, Jacksonville roughed their ass up too.
Yeah,
but the Steelers couldn't move a snail by them.
Mm.
You look at this right now, okay? The top 7 teams is Denver, New England, Colts, Steelers as division leaders. Buffalo's in 5th, Chargers are in 6th, Jacksonville's in 7th. Houston, Kansas City, and Baltimore are all 5-5. Right. All 3.
Baltimore's taking that division.
Yeah.
It's over.
So when you look at that, you look in that validity of that, there's a good chance they're missing the playoffs. Big time.
Yeah, because all 3 wildcard teams have literally beaten the Chiefs.
Buffalo played the Chiefs this season.
Yes, sir. We won.
What week was that?
It was a few weeks ago.
Literally like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Well,
28-20.
they still have a game against the Chargers left to play.
And
They
the
played
Broncos.
Jacksonville.
Yes, that was when Trevor Lawrence fell.
Oh yeah, that was the game they shouldn't have
Imagine
won.
they lose by one game. That's what ended their season.
I'm telling you.
Oh.
I'm telling you. I see it. The writing is on the wall. They're doing everything wrong.
Stumble-roosty.
You said
Yeah,
Stumble-Rooski?
The Stumble-roosty.
And there's a game in there against Houston, so that now becomes an important game, and it's 8:20 at that, like
Wait, when did that happen?
December 7th. Texans
Okay.
at Kansas City.
I got Kansas City winning that. Because the Texans, you know what? Every time you think they're gonna step up and win, they lose.
Yeah, that one's going to Kansas City.
Especially in Kansas City. They can't lose no more games at home.
They won.
Yeah,
That game was in Denver yesterday, though.
I mean they gotta figure it out. They gotta figure it out.
They can still make the playoffs. I'm not saying mathematically they're out because they're still in the hunt.
No, they're not.
But
they need to start winning.
Let's be honest. They're not looking good at all. They're looking horrible. And I've never seen the Chiefs look like this. And on top of that, you know what makes it crazy? And I know you was asking a question as far as like is the Patrick Mahomes magic gone? It's not even him. I think he's playing pretty good. It's this damn offense. The offense is horrible. They got no running back that they can rely on. Their wide receivers are trash. I mean, I know you got, Rasheed Rice, but that's it. That's all you got. And then Kelsey's looking crazy. He's not even looking the same. I know he's old. I get it. But they don't have the same offense they had a few years ago. And it really looks like it. It looks terrible. So maybe they need to revamp the offense. Figure something out.
Well, when Tyreek Hill left, they lost a dimension to their team ultimately. Now, Did they win 2 Super Bowls after that? Yeah, they did. But the idea is now you don't have a deep threat, which is what Hollywood Brown was supposed to be, right? Because now they've taken that away. They went away from that, as they were calling it the sexy play for the check down. Now, when you take that option away, and now teams know you don't have it, what does that mean? Those linebackers can play a little closer to the quarterback. That middle, that part between those high safeties and that line, that's usually a gap, where you could make plays, it ain't there because they know you're not going to take the deep shot like that. They know you're not going to throw it 50 yards down the field. You don't have that option. So now everyone plays inside, and it's just nothing. There's nothing for Mahomes to do. And it's kind of just, it gets in, now, like I said, excuse me, ultimately, this is his 9th season, right? I mean, 8th as a starter, but 9th overall. It's a long time already to be in the league. And eventually, he's going to have to change his game. How many more years is he going to be able to run around? Eventually you're going to slow down, homie. That's just life. You're still taking the hits and doing the grueling of the football, but it's going to start to eventually take its toll. So
that's true.
All right, I'm gonna transition to Pittsburgh here. Yesterday, they looked a lot better. They looked a lot better on both sides of the ball. But now they're saying Mr. Our quarterback has a fracture in his non-throwing hand. Mason Rudolph came in. I guess, I was watching on Red Zone. There were some touchdowns, but the defense had 2 touchdowns yesterday. So we know we can't rely on that every game. But Raj, in your opinion, what does the Aaron Rodgers injury mean for the Steelers?
Man, yeah, the Steelers, I think they're gonna have to really look themselves in a mirror and figure out what their future plans are, because yes, they can make the playoffs according to where they are in the standings. They're leading the AFC North, but not for long, because I feel like the Ravens are in that rearview mirror and they're coming up close.
They're right in that blind spot, bro.
Yeah. So if you look at it, they got a tough 3-game schedule. The Steelers, that is. They play the Bears in Chicago. They play the Bills right after that. It's at home, but the Bills they're looking for blood. And then they play the Ravens. They play the Ravens at home. They play the Ravens in Baltimore. So here's the thing: if they go 2-3, then they're in good shape. If they win 2 games out of the 3, then they're in good shape. But if they slip around and lose 2 out of the 3, the Ravens are right there. They're waiting for them, especially if they lose the first 2 games. If they lose against the Chicago Bears and then they lose against the Bills, the Ravens are going to rip their head off when they enter the stadium on December 7th. I'm telling you, because it's Mason Rudolph is your quarterback, right?
Yeah, if Rodgers can't go.
If Mason Rudolph cannot find a way to beat Caleb Williams, I'm telling you, Mike, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a scary sight when they go up against the Bills and the Ravens, because they need that win. It's a must-win next week. And I know all the weeks are must-win, but this is the must-win of all must-wins.
You know what? I think the Steelers defense might be able to get enough done against Caleb Williams.
I don't know.
They're just the defense is just nasty.
Oh, no. I agree. The defense is really good, but somehow, some way, Caleb's figuring this thing out, and he's figuring out how to win games.
That's true.
So I don't.
Got another divisional dub.
I wouldn't bet against the Bears right now.
Well, the one thing I'll say is, just like I said against the Colts before we played them, Bears are due for a loss. It's been a while. So, Caleb, just paint your fingernails on me.
Well, they stopped doing it for the past few weeks. And
that's when he started playing good, right?
Yeah.
Well, Caleb, go paint your fingernails. Take a week off. You're not needed this week. Just go sit on the side, because you are right. You look at, this game now, the Bears, beginning of the season, we were all laughing at them. Now it's like, damn, they might win their division.
They're 7-3. Yeah. They're 7-3.
So they're definitely going to come to play and show out. Detroit's not looking too good. Green Bay is looking freaking weird. Like 1 week they look elite, and then the next week they look like dog shit. So, when we look at Chicago, yeah, they definitely could, and you're right. But to me, unfortunately, the Steelers have to win all 3 of these games, and you need and for 3 different reasons, right? You need to beat Chicago because you need the win to get ahead. You need to stay ahead of the Ravens, right?
Right.
You need to beat Buffalo in the event the Ravens creep up for wild card purposes. You need to beat Buffalo because New England's schedule is softer than Buffalo's schedule. So there's a good possibility New England's going to win this division. Now let's say Buffalo can get there and New England falls into the wild card. Pittsburgh beat New England week 3. So they already have an advantage over them if it were to come to that. Then you need to beat Baltimore to get them a whole other game behind you. Yeah, you have the second game against Baltimore, but that if you can win all 3 of those games, that would give you cushion. Now, I don't think they're going to do that.
And that's what I'm saying.
They're because it sounds nice as a Steelers fan, but it's stressful. It's stressing me out just talking about it now. Just right. Like the Steelers can't just go and win like a normal team. We got to give you a mini heart attack first, and then it's just like y'all just can't win normal. Like even when you are up by 3 touchdowns, y'all have to make them up by 4 points.
When was the last time you beat a team by 3 scores?
Never.
Oh, Big Ben.
It has to be, right? Yeah, probably 2016 when you had the Killer Bees or something.
Bro, listen, I miss Ben Roethlisberger so much. The other day, a video of Facebook came up of his top 50 plays. I just sat there and watched greatness. You don't know what you had until it's gone. I knew what I had when it was here, and I knew I'd miss it when it was gone.
Yeah.
But man, I mean, it's bad. So, but yeah, they need to win.
I promise it could be worse. He could have not won a ring.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. As I'm watching greatness, I know it's going to be terrible when it's gone, but it's like, holy shit, you have to win a ring.
Yep.
You have to get it done.
And that's what gets me upset about players like that, because you're like, this is one of the greatest, like Dan Marino, prime example, right?
Yeah.
I remember when he was playing, I'm like, this man really not going to win a ring. I'm like, as great as he is, he's not going to win a ring. And that really hurt because that was my guy. But I just knew he would be one of those quarterbacks that just never win a ring, and then everyone kind of forget about him after a few seasons. You know what I'm saying?
Let's not forget Trent Dilfer won a ring.
That's what, it's
exactly
crazy, right?
That's what I'm saying. How?
Joe Flacco absolutely earned his ring. What the fuck?
That 2000 Ravens defense though was elite. That's how. We got to call it what it is. That was part. It's one of the greatest defenses of all time.
Joe Flacco, he actually he was the reason they won that shit.
Yeah. But it happens. It happens though. You get those teams.
Lightning in a bottle.
Yeah. But damn it, man. I wish there was a way. Of course MVPs matter, but I wish there was a way that they can just get one of those rings where they just sit there and come out for a few plays and just get a ring on someone else's team. It just hurts, man.
I'll be
so
if
we
that's
were
how
talking
that works for Josh.
We were talking about the Bears. This question's for both of you, whoever wants to take it first. Is it time to believe in the Chicago Bears this season? Is it time to believe what I say is that they can win this division?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they can win the division.
Yeah.
They're sitting there 7-3.
And I'm gonna just add on to that real quick, very quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
With Green Bay playing like they're playing and not with a sense of urgency, I believe they can win the division. Because there's a hunger there in Chicago that I've never seen in my whole entire life. They really want to win. They're all bought into the same system too.
Well, let's look at this. They're the division leader right now at 7-3. Green Bay's in a wild card spot at 6-3-1. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Detroit is actually on the outside looking in at the moment.
6-4, right?
6-4. Yep. And
so
they're only
helping and hurting the Packers.
and they're only outside looking in my possibly to the default of already having their bye week, right?
Yeah.
San Francisco 7-4, they have not had their bye week, right? So
Right.
I don't know how if that would matter at this moment in time. But when you look at Chicago, um, they built last season this team for him, and now he's figured that out. I do believe that 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 the Bears definitely have a shot to win this whole thing, the division meaning, not not the Super Bowl. I've seen crazier things, but I'm looking now. They play the Steelers this week, and then they play the Eagles on Black Friday. So I guess we're going to sleep. But then they play the Packers. They play the Browns.
Right?
They play the Packers. They play the Browns. They play the Packers again. They play the 49ers. And then they play the Lions to end the season. So to me, the rest of this season is not an easy schedule for them.
No.
I mean, you look at the Steelers game, good defense. Philly, good defense, and they're going to make you play boring. Packers, Browns are crap. And we're going to talk. I'm trying to wait for R&B before we talk about Shador. But Browns, they got a good defense, right? So they go and they beat the Packers earlier this season. And then, they play the Packers again. Then they play the Niners and then the Lions. So to me, 7-3 could really become 7-8. I doubt it, but it's going to tell a lot about their character.
We will find out very quickly, yes.
Yeah, I mean, you looking at the Packers twice in 3 weeks. I mean, a showdown with the Lions January 4th to end the season, a game with the Niners. Every team that's left has a good defense.
Shit. Good luck, Chicago.
So, because they've won all the games they're supposed to. They beat the Vikings. They beat the Giants.
I bet they regret that week 1 loss. I think they split. If I recall correctly, they split with the Vikings.
Week 1, they did. Vikings won 27-24.
Yeah, they were up like 2 scores. I bet they regret that one.
We'll see what happens, what comes of that. So, yesterday, there was a game for first place. Brandon, did we learn more about Matthew Stafford and the Rams? Or did we learn more about Sam Darnold and the Seahawks?
That's a hard question because I don't really feel like I learned much about either because I feel like this was expected. I expected the Rams to win. I expected Sam Darnold to play poorly. It was basically exactly what I thought it was going to be. So I personally don't feel like I learned much. I feel like this was exactly what I thought it was going to be.
What about you, Raj?
You said Matthew Stafford. What was the question? I'm sorry.
Did we learn more about Matthew Stafford and the Rams and the win, or more about Sam Darnold and the Seahawks and the loss?
It was a close game. I mean, I don't really have high expectations for Sam Darnold. You already know that. As a Jets fan, I always expect him to lose. Okay? But I will say this. He's playing excellent football. I think he's a great addition to Seattle. I think he's adding that extra push that they needed that they couldn't get from Geno Smith. But as far as the 4 interceptions, that's some Sam Darnold shit. That's what he does. So I would say probably we learned a lot from Sam Darnold and how he does it. And of course, Matt Stafford, he threw, I think, a season low, 130 yards, but he had 2 touchdowns. So he's still able to be productive, find ways to win. and I'm happy they pulled this win off because it was a great victory with Devontae Adams with celebrating him with his 1,000 yards or was it 100 touchdowns? Excuse me, 100 touchdowns last game. So it's good to see a win after that.
Yeah, just continue to. I haven't seen Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold in games that he have even a little bit of leverage, and you need to win this game. He just no, it falls apart when something serious is on the line. Like yesterday was for the division lead. Like this is it was a serious game, and he just continues when it matters most to just so. As far I guess maybe it showed that the defense of the Rams can really step up. We expect more from the Rams offense, but hey, slow games happen, and hey, Seattle's got a good defense too. So
yeah,
it's truth be told, I expected that yesterday played out. I should have bet money on that game.
I think we learned more about the Seahawks.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you why. For anyone who hasn't, who's watched but hasn't paid attention, that the Seahawks defense has been pretty elite this season. And you've seen that because Matt Stafford, I believe, the last 3 games has thrown 4 touchdowns in each of those games. And yesterday he did not do that. So that's first and foremost. The second thing and more important thing is we learned that Sam Darnold cannot help when his defense has helped. His defense did their job yesterday. They held the Rams, who've been scoring whenever they want for the last 5 to 6 weeks at will. They've been able to do whatever they wanted. And the Seahawks D was able to stop that, and Sam Darnold was not able to capitalize. 4 interceptions is a disgrace. It is a pathetic disgrace, especially when the Rams defense is not, in the upper echelon of defenses. If you're throwing 4 interceptions against Denver, if you're throwing 4 interceptions against Pittsburgh, if you're throwing 4 interceptions against even San Francisco, or Cleveland, for example, I can get behind that. I can understand that. But 4 interceptions against the Rams, and you not being able to come up and do anything to help, and you lose by 2 points, you couldn't even get enough offense going when I understand that the kick was punted in the 1, I believe, for their final drive, but you couldn't get anything going to get your team even in position to make a wild 60-yard kick is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. But we still did learn something about the Rams, and that's that they can play close games and win.
Right.
They can do that, which is why I do believe they can beat Philly. I think they can do it because if you could play a game like that and just stick to your formula, you can still win. But to your point also, Brandon, yes, in big moments, they can't do it. They can't. It's just not going to happen.
That's his MO. I'm telling you.
I like the guy. Just it's not there when it matters.
Nope.
So Baltimore yesterday, didn't look too good.
No. They damn near gave me a heart attack.
Cleveland always gives them a fight. Cleveland always just punches them in the mouth.
That's
I don't care. It's fucking everywhere.
You know what, Cleveland? Fuck y'all. Because y'all had one job yesterday.
I'll allow it.
Fuck y'all. My wife even turned to me and laughed. Fuck y'all.
Woof.
We just gonna start there. Fuck y'all. Y'all had one job. Beat those stupid purple birds. That's all you had to do. You had one job. Y'all were doing your job all game, and then y'all let Derrick Henry just decide to remember how to play football out of nowhere because he has not played well all year, and all of a sudden he just takes off for 1,000,000 yards in that play. Like, really? Because now they were 1-5. They're now 5-5. They're winning some games, and they're getting that Kirk Cousins treatment right now because no one seems to really care.
Nope.
Nobody cares. Kirk Cousins one season threw 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Nobody cares.
Mentioned a damn thing.
Didn't matter.
Not one person mentioned it except us.
Nobody cared. Nope. No love for Kirk Cousins. So, in this game, though, like Brandon said, Cleveland always gives the Ravens a fight. But, Raj, I'm going to go to you. If you're a Ravens fan or a Ravens player, are you a little nervous about how that game went? Meaning, obviously you won. Like the wins, and Brandon said earlier, if you win, you win. We get that. But sometimes how you win and when you win is important. Are you nervous if you're a Ravens fan based on yesterday's game?
I mean, a little bit, but not too much because I know that the schedule favors the Ravens moving forward. They play the Jets. They play the Bengals twice, and they play you guys. They play you guys on December 7th. So it's kind of one of them things where you're like, look, it was a terrible game. It is what it is. We figured out how to win. But let's just go out there and ball out the next 3 or 4 games. That's it. Because if you got the Jets, the Bengals, the Steelers, and then the Bengals again, you can win 3 out of the 4. You can win 3 out of 4. And I'll even say that they lose against the Steelers, and they can beat the Bengals twice. So it's one of those type of things where you're like, hey, if they lose this game, are you worried? Absolutely, because now they're not a 500 team anymore, and they put themselves so far back that even if they do try to get to 500, you might not even make it to get into the playoffs. So I'm not really worried, but I'm cautious. I would say that.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the current state of the Ravens, Brandon?
I think they're on the fast track to winning the division.
Yeah.
Like, you guys losing Rodgers for assumedly the next 2 weeks with a fractured wrist, like, at least, I'm not concerned. Like I said, I feel like, Cleveland straight up beat them last year.
That's true.
I feel like, they got, they lucked out. And, their Cleveland's quarterback situation is just an absolute mess. But, like, it's a divisional game. Divisional games are weird. And then, once again, you just keep – if you keep stacking them, they're there. They stacked up the losses, but now they're back up to 500. And it's like they have the momentum, which is always important, it feels like. So they've got confidence. They're feeling good. They got the Jets next. Yeah, they're feeling awesome as far as I'm concerned. They're only a game out from the Steelers, who I think they played 2 more times. Right? They haven't played you guys this year yet.
Yeah.
They have.
Yep. They play them.
So if I'm the Ravens, I'm feeling pretty good, honestly. Like, we were 1-5. We're 5-5 now, and only a game out in the division, and we play you guys. I'm actually feeling pretty fucking sweet if I'm a Ravens fan.
Yeah.
Like, their schedule.
Right now, it looks like the Bills could go 13-4 and go have to visit the Ravens in the wild card round. Like, that would be ass, bro.
Well, you look at the Ravens schedule. It's the Jets, the Bengals, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati. Hold on. Jets, Bengals, Steelers, Bengals, Patriots, Packers, Steelers. So They have had the soft part of their schedule. They were supposed to win these 4 games that they after the loss to the
They got
the
one
Rams,
more part of it. But after the Jets, it gets tougher.
Yeah, and listen, they ain't look good, man. And I'm telling you, the Jets gonna win one game that they ain't supposed to win. I'm praying that game is this week. my confidence ain't too high, but you know what? They hung in there with the Patriots. You know.
I don't want to hear that.
I'd rather
I want
see
them
Aaron Rodgers
the rest of the
time
season.
Lamar a third time.
Listen, Raj, don't be killing my optimism with your negativity, all right?
Look, I need a loss.
I respect the pessimism.
Exactly.
Listen.
I need a damn loss. I don't need no more wins. That's the problem. Everybody wants to win at the wrong time.
Listen.
Classic Jet style. You guys do it all the time.
Exactly. That's my point. It's like, really?
I know you guys be doing that shit.
Oh my God, that really it bothers me because we end up getting the 3rd or the 4th pick. I'm like, we could have got the 5th, the 4th, the 1st pick if we just lost those 2 games. If we didn't try to be overachievers.
Down and die.
Well, and on top of that, you guys, so you're 2-8. Cleveland's 2-8. Well, we'll throw Cincy in there at 3-7. Tennessee's 1-9.
The only reason the Titans have a win is because the Cardinals just shot themselves in the face. Like
Vegas is 2-7. Washington's 3-8. Giants are 2-9. Minnesota, they're 4-6, but they're still all right. Atlanta 3-7. New Orleans 2-8. Arizona 3-7. So those 2 wins were gonna really get you.
When mark my words, I'm telling you, watch they get the 3rd pick. I'm telling you.
Jets gonna win 4 games, and all them other teams I named gonna have 3 or less.
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest. From what I'm hearing, this quarterback class coming up isn't supposed to be all that great.
It's better than what we got.
You never know.
I'll take anybody, please.
Hey, I'll sign up to throw some passes and get some.
I mean, look, I'm
it.
cool with that too. Anybody, man, it's getting so bad out here. Justin Fields had 30 yards. What was it? 30 yards that one game. I'm like, what are we doing? I could do that.
There was the game he had the net negative yards.
Yeah, he had negative.
We all passed more guys than you guys did.
We sat there and watched the game have more yards than him. How's that possible?
I definitely moved forward more than 1 yard.
That's what I'm saying.
So, being that we're on the Cleveland Browns, Dylan Gabriel was injured last night, and the moment we all had wanted has happened. Shedeur Sanders has entered the game. And it wasn't good.
No.
At all.
No.
He looked very unprepared.
Of course.
He missed a wide open touchdown to tie the game.
Oh God! I felt so confident in that pass, but I'm looking at 4 completions, 16 attempts, 47 yards, 1 interception. Longest pass was 25 yards and 2 sacks. And I one of my boys had written right after the game, Shedeur sucks. I told you. I'm like,
I couldn't wait to see that.
People couldn't wait. Now here's my thing on it. I don't think. I'm all a firm believer in the process, right? Now let's just take a step back for a moment here, right? The guy was supposed to go in the 1st round, right? That did not happen. He went in the 5th. He went to a team that had at some point in time 6 quarterbacks on their roster. He was last on the depth chart. Now you've broken his confidence in a sense to teach a lesson, so to speak. Now you throw him into this game. And to me, these things can go either way, right? But ultimately, most times it goes this way. Now, I believe that he can play. I know he can play. I believe that he's going to play and get. Yeah, and I believe I've read he's got another chance this week. He's going to be starting. But it just vexes me that so many people are striving for him to fail, all because they don't like his father or they think he's cocky. And if you're being cocky, I can get that, but he deserves a fair shake. Cleveland has not done that for him at all, at all. And I'm sitting up here looking at teams that could have taken him, and he'd be starting. The Steelers, the Saints. I mean,
He turned down the Ravens, which he would have already started this year if he went
right.
Yeah, but you got to think about it like this, okay? If I'm him, right, you don't want to be in a situation where you're not going to be the starter. That's my thing. If I know that I'm talented enough to be a starter or a first round pick projected, right? Do you really want to sit behind someone who's Lamar's won 3-4 MVPs? You ain't gonna start. So, and it seems like at least for now, barring catastrophic injury, Lamar ain't going nowhere. So that's my thing on that. Pittsburgh would have been fine for him. Had they've drafted him because he would start. Or the Saints, he would have started.
If he went to the Steelers, he'd redshirt him and let Rodgers play this year.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't listen. I've read, and don't quote me because I'm not sure how true it is, but I read a few other outlets that said Rodgers said if they drafted him, he wasn't coming. I'd have just drafted him and say, all right, enjoy retirement, homie. Because they've showed, the Steelers have showed they don't have any plans for the future.
Right.
Like I read a few weeks ago they want to talk to Rodgers about coming back next year. He hasn't done anything glaring that's like, oh my gosh, you have to come back. If he had like 25 touchdowns and maybe 3 interceptions, like it's 2014, sure, bring him in, but ain't been that good to for me to say bring him back. But yeah, I mean, what were your thoughts, both of you, on Shador yesterday?
Real quick, I think he just needs to just leave the Browns. It's great that they gave him opportunity to play. Any opportunity is an opportunity, but I think the relationship is so damaged and they don't believe in him. I mean, I don't know. I don't remember if it was a GM or if it was the owner that said they wouldn't have drafted him. I don't remember who it was, but they already started off on the wrong foot. And I think that next season, hopefully he gets traded. I hope he gets traded to another team. Hopefully a team like the Saints or a team that's rebuilding, because he needs his own team and he needs to showcase what he can do. Because what they're really doing is they're killing his confidence, and I don't like it. So that's my take.
What about you, Brandon?
I actually kind of disagree with your the way you think Shadur should have mentally approached the draft process and where he should have gone. Like I understand the way you're coming from it, saying he's so confident in himself, seeing himself as a first round pick. I should go play somewhere. But realistically, at least after the first day when he didn't get drafted, his mentality should have shifted. Like he should have. Therein lies the cockiness, the lack of humility. Like there reaches a point where he should have been. I want to go wherever I can go thrive, where I can become the best version of myself, and truly become the legacy that I think that I can be. But if other people don't think so, well then now here we are get me in a good situation where I can, you're on the Browns now, bro. Like that's why you don't have anyone to throw to because you chose this situation. You could have had Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely. Like if the report was true that he turned down the Ravens because he wanted to start, it's a very short-sighted approach to his career.
I mean, you're right. I mean, you really don't have anything to say. But the problem with player empowerment nowadays is that, unfortunately, they're given that problem, that preference or that right.
Which
I don't agree. I don't agree with it. But if I had it, I might say the same thing. I might be like, well, I might say that, but I wouldn't come out and say that. I would just tell my agent or my manager or whatever, be like, listen, I don't know. I don't really like that option, but you need to say it in a way to where it's more or less like, okay, if I get drafted there, cool. At least I'm in the league, but I'd rather not. An agent's supposed to be able to get away from that train of thought without you sounding like a complete and total idiot.
I'll certainly agree that if I was in the NFL draft process, I would tell my agent, you tell the Patriots, do not fucking draft me.
Now, I can see that, and you have every right to feel that way. Because if that's like...
I don't want to fucking play for you. I don't want your fucking money.
They're like, well, we need you.
No, you don't.
I definitely get.
You don't need this attitude in the locker room.
I definitely get what you're saying though.
If you want it, fine, bring it. Like I'll ruin your shit. Let's go, Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown is wild.
Throw that freaking jersey in the stands. Oh, that's hilarious. But yeah, I can definitely see what you're saying because you're right. If your draft stock
the Ravens
drops,
like that, fine.
Yeah, if your draft stock drops, you got to play wherever you can play and showcase your talent. Because the problem is, I think, and this is what my whole gripe was when he was getting drafted, was it was almost like the owners and the GMs were trying to teach him a lesson. And maybe that was a good thing. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But the way I would approach it would be whatever team I go to, I'm going to prove everybody wrong. Because that's the mentality you have to have. You have to have that type of mentality where you're like, I got to put up numbers. I got to go out there and showcase my great talent that I know I'm capable of. But it's just unfortunate to see being kind of thrown in a situation where their offense is crap and they don't really have a real path to success, and he never had a real path to success. That's why another reason why I want to see him go to the Jets. Even though I think he would have started immediately, I know it would have ruined his career because the Jets, that's what they do, these quarterbacks. They bring them in, they play a couple good games, and then their career's done. So, it is what it is. I think he would have fit perfect with a team like I said, the Saints, if you ask me. I think the Saints would have been perfect. No expectation, and all they got to do is pretty much just show up and play. That's it.
Absolutely.
To Shadur's credit, the deck is stacked against him right now. So.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So, just a couple quick ones before we get into our final big topic and our picks for the week and players. The Packers looked real sad against the Giants. They looked like they couldn't get out of their own way. At the end of that game, Jordan Love made some great plays that really won the game, but nothing really, the Packers need to get it together. The Panthers, they might sneak into that wild card. They definitely.
I'd be happy for Bryce Young.
At 6-5, they're looking real high. Like, and right now the Panthers are 6-5, and they getting that Kirk Cousins too.
Yep.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
The Jaguars, they were on like cocaine yesterday. They made the Chargers look so bad. I was like, for the love of God, like, why didn't the Chargers play like this Sunday night when the Steelers were there? Like, y'all just decided to play bad tonight. And quick question: yes or no? Will the Patriots win the AFC East?
Yes.
Yes.
I agree too. My last big topic. Yesterday during the Pittsburgh game, we seen a despicable, disgusting act in week 1 when it was Philly and the Cowboys. And we seen the same act yesterday when Jamar Chase spit on Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
And guess who they play next?
They play the Bills.
No. Oh, I wish. I fucking wish. No, they play the Patriots. Of course, he gets suspended for that game.
So,
like that's their dynasty. They have dumbass shit like this happen all the goddamn time for them.
Where's Tom Brady?
Nuts. Like,
where's Tom Brady at? Tom Brady's somewhere lurking.
Oh God, it's back, bro. It's fucking back. Like,
and if anybody understands,
in the fucking broadcast booth, but like,
if anybody understands, you know I understand.
Oh, you saw it twice a year, like you know that I know that you know.
Yeah,
that Mike knows.
Yeah, that Mike knows. And if he doesn't know, we're gonna let him know.
That R&B knows.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. I hate the Patriots. Let me tell you. But you know what? I gotta give it to Mike Babel. He's one hell of a coach. He coached up Drake May to be an MVP caliber type quarterback.
Right now, my sleeper's cooking, bro.
I mean, wow. That's all I can say. But go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry. I just had to say that.
You good? So, do you think that the 1-game suspension suffices the action? And go ahead.
In reality, I think he should be suspended for more. Spitting on a person intentionally is the most disgusting act a human being can actually do to another human being, especially on a football field. I mean, I don't know what they're thinking or why they're thinking that way, but we witnessed Dak Prescott do it. I called for his suspension. He wasn't suspended, but now Jamar Chase going to do the same thing. I don't respect that. I don't care what he said to you. You don't spit at him. So I think he should be suspended for multiple games. That's just my personal opinion.
The correct answer is no, because we've seen it happen in the Philly Dallas game. That player wasn't, maybe not Dak, but the other guy, the Eagles guy, was suspended for 1 game, and now we have another player that's done the same thing. And Jamar Chase should be ashamed of himself because you've been an elite wide receiver the whole time you've been in the NFL. Yeah, your year in this year isn't going too well because your quarterback is hurt. But ultimately, you have been the standard for that. So I will say that this isn't enough. And I believe that he should have served at least a 3-game suspension.
Yeah, I agree.
I would have agreed only if they gave that to Jalen Carter.
Well, hold on. I'm gonna say that he's the reason why Jamar Chase should have got 3 games, because they gave him 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
They gave him 1. Now that should have set a precedent to other players. Don't spit, which it didn't, which is why he should have got more. Okay. Now, should Jalen Carter have probably got more? Sure. But, it was the first time that I could say that I know knowledgeably for myself that happened. So, okay, You want to do one game? I don't like it, but I understand it. Now we've done one game, and now it's happened again in the same season. Now it should be bumped to 3. And then if it happens again, now you look at 5. Like, and you just keep upping it to these players. Understand, you don't spit on someone intentionally. You don't.
Yeah, it's a zero.
I would rather
talk
if
loudly
some-
at them like a normal person.
I would rather.
punch him.
I'd rather
punch
get
him.
punched. Yep, I'd rather get punched in the face than spit in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literal assault. Like
That's what I'm saying. It's disgusting, absolutely disgusting.
it's
Because
it's an interesting debate though, whether or not you would want to go with consistency or setting an example. I'm okay with either, honestly. That's a good point.
Well,
yeah,
yeah, you know that's because you got to get to a point to where you're doing the right thing. So, like I said in the beginning, that's the first time I could say I've seen that happen. So you may want to trend a little lightly, right? Fine. Like I said, I don't like it, but I understand it. But now it's happened once, and this player knows that player was suspended, right? So obviously he didn't get it. So guess what? You deserve a heftier punishment, and the next guy that does it will get a heftier one. And maybe even a fine of some sort. So there's got to be a way to get them to understand, because we know what these leagues are. You're just babysitting overplayed, whining adults. They ain't out here busting their ass.
Owned by other whiny adults.
Exactly.
So, we go with the flow. Well, we're going to get to the picks and the player of the week before we close out. Is there anything else you guys want to go over or make mention of before I get into that?
Jay Jettas would never.
That's true. That's a fact.
Oh, man. That's true. All right. We got a nice...
I'm really upset about that.
Yeah, it was terrible. Like, anybody that does that, instant disrespect. Like, well, it's foul.
Oh, man. It's terrible. So, here we go. We're going to start with the Thursday night game. Bills at Texans.
I'm hearing Davis Mills might be playing, so I'm going to take the Bills. I don't think we're going to fuck that up.
Knock on wood. I'm taking the Bills as well. I'm so sick and tired of the Texans.
I'm going with Buffalo as well, even in a road game. All right.
It's a place that we're not too good at either. Like, if CJ Stroud plays, I'm not going to feel as confident.
All right. Yeah, I agree. Jets at Baltimore.
Oh, Baltimore
In a boat race.
Yeah.
Lamar's going to get another 158.3 passer rating game.
I'm going with the Ravens too. Giants at Detroit.
Detroit bounce back game.
It's a bounce back game. Yeah, Detroit.
I agree.
If Detroit don't win this game, you'll never hear me.
They're in trouble.
Detroit ever again.
Pittsburgh at Cincinnati.
Quiet as kept, low key. I'm going with Cincy.
This one's saucy, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chicago. I'm sorry, Chicago.
Oh, okay.
I looked over at the wrong one.
Honestly, this is still saucy.
I'll go with Chicago.
Yeah, I feel like they're the hot up and coming team.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, I agree, but they due for a loss. It's been a little minute. I'm riding with my Steelers.
That's fair.
New England at Cincinnati.
New England. No Jamar Chase.
Yeah, rolling with New England.
I agree. New England. Minnesota at Green Bay.
You know what? I hate this game.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe McCarthy either. But if I had to, I have to pull my shoulder out and say McCarthy finds a way to win.
I'll take Green Bay.
Something's telling me to go with Minnesota.
That's what I'm saying. I hate this game.
Yeah,
Indianapolis.
Green Bay has a 2 in the tie column.
Indianapolis at Kansas City.
Kansas City.
I'm rolling with Indianapolis.
I'm going with Kansas City. I'm not ready to give up yet on them. I'm not.
I quit. I'm done with them.
I feel like Daniel Jones has been exposed. He's not just because they have Jonathan Taylor. Like,
but see, that's the thing.
They're gonna stack the box on Jonathan Taylor.
All right.
I don't trust Daniel Jones.
Seattle at Tennessee. Jesus.
Bounce back game for Seattle.
Yeah,
Seattle.
This is a game where Darnold's gonna go off. Like, there's no pressure. There's no expectations. This is, yeah.
Jacksonville at Arizona.
Jacksonville.
I agree. Jacksonville.
Not even close.
Oh, God. I don't even want to read this one. Cleveland at Las Vegas.
Oh, you know what? Shout out to Geno Smith. He finds a way to figure it out.
And I also want to shout out to Jacoby Brissett for the completion record.
Yes.
I'm going with Las Vegas.
Oh my God. Who's gonna win between Max Crosby and Myles Garrett? Well, just a terrible team.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, we got a good defensive matchup, but
I'm gonna go with the Raiders. I gotta trust Geno is gonna get
they gotta find a way to win, man. This can't keep happening.
Yeah.
I mean, they're 2-7.
They can't keep getting away with this.
They can't keep getting away with this. No, seriously, they're 2-7 with Pete Carroll, and they got all the. Are you serious? Oh, I thought he lost it. I thought it was a fumble.
Philly at Dallas.
Philly.
Come on.
I agree. Oh, God, I don't want to read this one either. Atlanta at New Orleans.
I got it. You know what? Kirk Cousins, we got you, man. We going with ATL.
That's it. Atlanta.
You know what? Division games are weird. New Orleans.
You're right.
I'll be wrong, but that's okay.
Buccaneers at Rams.
You know what? This is a revenge spot. I'm going with Shake and Bake.
Rams haven't lost.
Wait. No, is what's the name coming back?
I don't see this.
It may
it's hard to say this is a revenge game. He may help him revive his career.
Yeah.
Like,
they don't got their wide receivers, so I got to roll with LA.
This is a must-win for the Buccaneers because the Panthers are on their trail. It's crazy.
That's why I'm rolling with. That's why I'm rolling with the Rams.
What's the Bucs' remaining schedule?
Hold on, let me pull it up.
I think the Panthers at least one more problem.
They play the Rams, then the Cardinals, the Saints, the Falcons, the Panthers, the Dolphins, the Panthers.
Those last 3 weeks are gonna be saucy.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, so I wouldn't say it's as much of a must-win because they still have the Panthers twice.
Well, it's close to a must-win, though.
You want to get the win. Don't get me wrong, but it's not. I'm not putting it in must-win territory.
Right.
Right, but if they slip up and lose another game and the Panthers get a game on them, that game mattered, right?
Well, the Panthers still have to do a bye where the Buccaneers don't. So, it would just put them even for now.
Yeah.
It's true. Panthers at 49ers Monday night.
And 49ers might win.
Low key. I'm gonna say the Panthers.
I'm excited to see this game, actually. I'm excited to see
Me too.
Bryce Young in prime time
Yeah.
against a team that's pretty tough, a good defense, Yeah,
Right.
they're overachieving right now. This was a good Monday night choice.
Yeah.
Good. This one, I'm excited
at
for
a
this
perfect time. At a perfect time.
Yeah, this one's I fuck with this one.
Yep.
All right, that's all the games. I'm gonna rock out with the Panthers on this
I'm
one.
gonna just root for the over.
Yeah, pretty much. Because it's gonna be a highlight reel.
All right,
I think the 49ers going to do it, but I'll be rooting for. I'll be rooting for the Panthers to pull it out.
all right. What's everyone's player for the week?
You can go first.
Hmm. Trying to think. Who could it be this week for me?
I
forgot to think.
You want to think about it? I got one.
Yeah.
Joe Montana. I don't know if I mentioned him before. Did I ever mention him?
I don't remember everyone's players.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Joe Montana was the first quarterback I remember being a big fan of, because first off, he had the video game back in the days. I don't know if you guys remember Joe Montana football.
Oh yeah.
And he was just the coolest quarterback. Like, he had swag. You know, I mean, even though he looked like a used car salesman, he was still like a real cool brother. You know, I mean, you know what I'm saying? He was cool. He was like, he had that like, I'm gonna win this game type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think when he played with the 49ers, that was like one of his biggest runs that he had. I think he won what? 4 rings with the 49ers?
I think it's 4.
4 rings, right? And then when he went to the Kansas City Chiefs, do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Then he was lighting it up over there too. So that was like one of my favorite quarterbacks, man.
If I recall correctly, the Bills beat him in a playoff game when he was with the Chiefs.
That's facts. Yep. So yeah, shout out to Joe Montana, one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time.
I think for this week, I gotta say, I really do. I'm gonna go quarterback too, but I gotta say, I gotta go with Peyton Manning, man. I mean, Peyton Manning. I really wish he could have won a little more, but damn.
I think he won enough.
Yeah, but still, like, he always had
with
that.
Eli. I feel like I wanted him to win one more.
I feel like he should have, he got to 4 Super Bowls and was only able to win 2. I feel like he should have won at least one more. Like, granted, like, listen, when you look at like the records, right, and like every quarterback record, it's like him, Brady, and Breeze are in the upper echelon of all records NFL for that position, right?
Yeah.
I believe he has the MVPs, if I'm not mistaken. He won 1 or 2. No, Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously he's made some Pro Bowls. Like, I just really wish he could have won one more. But he was always such a sight to see because, like, him and Brady, as much as we all dislike Brady, were the last 2 guys that were like pure pocket passers, if you will. Like, they didn't really. Peyton Manning was not a scrambler.
No.
At all. like he was not a scrambler. That man was just gonna stand there. But when he threw the ball, I'd be like, shit, how's someone always open? Like when he would throw the ball, someone would always magically be open. So yeah, I'm going with Peyton Manning this week.
All right.
So I'm actually gonna piggyback off of a conversation. Raj and I were, reminiscing about the awful Patriots dynasty.
Oh.
So I did want to pay homage to it, I guess, a little bit, and I'll go with a running back instead, and somebody's not as, I guess, big name as those two, but I'm gonna go with Corey Dillon.
Okay.
I thought he was a really because I remember watching him back when he was in Cincinnati first, and I really enjoyed watching him then. And then I remember seeing him go to New England, going, "Oh no, that's not it." And he balled out with New England. I felt he was a running back that had just a little bit of it all. He had, he had good balance, he had good patience, he had good vision, he had a little bit of physicality, a little bit of pass blocking, a little bit of catch. Like he could do a little bit of it all. He was really good for Tom Brady, and basically was effective his whole career.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, gentlemen, we're just under the 2-hour mark.
Go us.
Another good show in the books. And we'll be back next week. We'll be back next week again. I hope everyone has a good week. And Brandon, good luck. Because I know it's starting to get to that time of the year where those packages are coming with Black Friday on the horizon.
You'll be happy to hear that my route, at least where I get to do Tuesday through Friday, like my route absolutely fucks with our helper. Like I really, it's pretty good. Like it's pretty easy to give them it's relatively easy, like they're just, but it's then the constant getting in and out of the truck that'll wear you down. Yeah. So at least this time of year right now, like the route that I just recently got, like this is actually like last week, I only completed 80 stops a day, but we were out there till like 8 still.
Ooh. Oh, 80. Yeah, well, 80 is a low number.
But he did like 110-ish. But it was a lot of working together. Like sometimes I would, drop him off, he go delivers, and I do a K-turn while he's doing that. Right.
Hey, whatever gets the job done, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, everyone have a good week. Have a good, a good time. Do the best you can to get through a week, another work week. We will be back next week. And like I always say, be better than you were yesterday, but be prepared tomorrow to be better than you are today. Peace.
Peace.
Be safe, happy, and healthy and warm.
Absolutely.